Good morning, it's January 31st, and I'm reading a daily devotional, The Gospel from Patmos, written by John Paulian, with everyday insights for living from the last book of the Bible. Today's devotional points to 7 verses in the book of Revelation. In Revelation chapter 2, verse 1, John the Apostle writes, "To the angel of the church of Ephesus write, these are the words of him who holds the 7 stars in his right hand and walks among the 7 lampstands." Chapter 2, verse 8, "To the angel of the church of Smyrna write, these are the words of him who is the first and the last, who died and came to life again. To the angel of the church of Pergamum write, these are the words of him who has the sharp, double-edged sword. To the angel of the church in Thyatira write, these are the words of the Son of God, whose eyes are like blazing fire and whose feet are like burnished bronze." In Revelation chapter 3, verse 1, "To the angel of the church in Sardis write, these are the words of him who holds the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. To the angel of the church of Sardis write, these are the words of him who holds the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. To the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these are the words of him who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. To the angel of the church in Laodicea write, these are the words of the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the ruler of God's creation. To the angel of the church in Laodicea write, these are the words of the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the ruler of God's creation." When I was a teenager, television had an extremely popular show called Star Trek. It was about the Starship Enterprise, an outer space battleship that roamed the galaxy defending the United Federation of Planets against Klingons and other evil species. The ship's captain was a normal human being named Kirk, who expressed the typical range of emotions from elation at victory in battle to panic when everything was going wrong. His subordinate was Mr. Spock, a humanoid with pointed ears who came from the planet Vulcan and was totally devoid of emotion. A running subplot in nearly every show was Captain Kirk losing his cool in a crisis and Mr. Spock interjecting in a dry tone of voice, "Captain, that is not very logical." You see, unlike beings from Vulcan, human beings have 2 major ways to assess any situation. One is reason and logic, and the other is feeling. Emotions, of course, can be a major protective device for human beings, but they can also lead people to do silly and unproductive actions, as the show often illustrates. We can illustrate Western logic by the equation A plus B equals C. Everything drives towards the conclusion, but the Hebrew logic of the Bible is different. A plus B equal A exclamation mark. Hebrew logic returns back to itself. It is like the notes on a piano. As you go up the musical scale, do, re, mi, etc., you keep coming back to the same note. but they are at a higher, more advanced level than before. Western logic emphasizes the conclusion, while Hebrew logic stresses the center. The 7 churches seem to be structured along the lines of Hebrew logic. ABA. Jesus does not criticize Smyrna and Philadelphia, the 2nd and 6th, at all. Pergamum and Sardis, the 3rd and the 5th, seem to be in serious decline. Ephesus and Laodicea, the 1st and the last, have similar problems. The church in the middle, Thyatira, appears to have 2 phases, and the message to it is the longest. The resultant structure is like a 7-branch lampstand with 3 branches on each side, 1 in the middle, and pairs of branches between meeting at the same point on the stem of the lampstand. Ephesus and Laodicea are in opposite ends of the candlestick. Smyrna and Philadelphia are the next level, Pergamum and Sardis above them, and Thyatira the top. God did not apply Western logic to the churches of Asia Minor. He cared so much for them that he met them where they were. Dear Heavenly Father, I am so grateful to know that you can reach me at my level of understanding. Amen.